Hey y'all, it's your girl Destiny, and I am back with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about 7 things, maybe even more. We'll see. 7 things that I will be doing to get closer to God in 2025. So as some of you may know from my video where I talk about my journey to getting closer to God, I've been on this spiritual journey for quite a while now. And I'm just getting deeper and deeper in my faith. And there are just so many more things that I know that I could be doing. And so I'm going to hold myself accountable, and I really want to be obedient. So these are some things that I'm going to be doing. So number 1 is going to be going to church. Y'all, I do not go to church. I will watch a sermon. On Sundays, I also do a Sunday Bible study with my family, but I do not actually go into the church. And that is really something that I really want to do in 2025. I actually got invited to visit 2 family members' churches. So I will be doing that sometime this month in January, and hopefully I love them and I continue to go throughout the year. And don't get me wrong, do what do your best. You know what I'm saying? Do what you can do. If you can only watch sermons at home because that's all you have time to do, or, whatever the case, totally not judging. But I just do know that there is such a difference in actually being around people who are, on a spiritual journey as well, and just being around that community and, meeting like-minded people. The second thing that I'm going to do is an independent Bible study. So of course, when you go to church, you're going to be studying scripture. That's great. I also do a Bible study with family, and that is also great. But I do feel like that your relationship with God will get so much deeper when you do that, when you study the word on an individual level and you really interpret and find understanding in that scripture, on your own, and you talk to God on your own, and you figure out what these scriptures and what these words mean in your life. And that is something that I have been lacking in. And I actually do have a physical Bible, and I have tried Bible study, on my own, and I always fall off. But this year I'm trying to be on it. I'm trying to stay on it. Number 3 is going to be fasting throughout the year. Y'all, there was a time last year, I think I only fasted 1 time, in terms of like a spiritual fast. Now I did do like a 3-day kind of fast, but that was more so for health purposes. And that's the thing too, is that you really do want to make sure when you fast that you're doing it for the right reasons, that you're intentional. Granted, you can fast for health reasons too. That is great. But I mean, intentionally fasting for spirituality and to get closer to God and to be making a sacrifice of something. And your fast does not have to be, anything specific. It can literally just be, sacrificing something that's like super hard for you, to give up for a certain amount of days, so that God knows that you're doing this to get closer to him, that you're willing to sacrifice that thing. It has to be an actual challenge for you. It has to be hard for you to actually get through this, for it to even be, a sacrifice, for it to even be, a fast that will actually, get you closer to God, gain more understanding. So yeah, last year I did do 1 fast. It was a 24-hour water fast. Y'all, that was hard because I just literally didn't eat nothing. I didn't eat anything all day. With the 24-hour water fast, the thing that made it easier was that I literally just ate dinner at a certain time, went to sleep. That took like 6 to 8 hours. And then I didn't eat again until dinner time at that same time that I did the day before. And although, it might not sound like that big of a sacrifice, it was difficult for me. I had never did anything like that before, y'all. And it was just water. But I will say I got so much out of that experience, and I gained so much clarity about so many things. And it was literally just for 24 hours. That also just goes to show that God knows when you're trying and when you are doing your best. And y'all, at the time, that was the best I could do. So yeah, this year I want to fast at very least once a quarter of the year. So every 3 months, I want to do some kind of fast. And I do want to give y'all an example of something in terms of like sacrifice. Like if you're someone who like drinks coffee every single day and you really be needing your caffeine, maybe do like a 3-day coffee fast, and don't have coffee for like 3 days. Don't have coffee and caffeine. I know for some people that is like extremely hard. For me, it would probably be something like meat, because no, I am not vegan, y'all. I am a hardcore meat eater. And I don't know, something about, I just be needing it. Okay. So for me, I would probably give up something like meat, or maybe only eat fruits and vegetables, or maybe do a water fast again, a 24-hour water fast. But also to make sure that these fasts are not negatively impacting your health. God wouldn't want you to do that to yourself either. So I don't think that you got to like kill yourself. You don't have to do that. Make sure that if you have any limitations, that you are taking care of your health during these fasts and that you make it something that is realistic for you to do and achievable for you to do. But it is definitely something that I think helps bring you closer to God and gives you clarity on so many things. Number 4 is going to be giving more to others. And I say that because I definitely feel like I had a tendency to not value other people more than like selfish things like money, and my time. Like I definitely feel like I need to be valuing people. I need to be valuing God's children. I need to be valuing my family and the people who love me more than I value money, more than I, value being lazy and laying up at home. I need to be valuing people more. And, there are times when like I don't want to give people money even when I know that I can. And I will say that would be hard because like, let's say you got like a cousin or somebody who calls you and the only time that they call you is for money. At some point you're going to start feeling a way about it. But at the same accord, if you have it to bless somebody else, you should do it. If you have it, you should do it. If it's within your means, you should do it. Another example is my little sister. She is always, oh, let's do sister dates. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I always find some selfish reason, not to do it because she does live maybe like an hour away from me. And so I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that drive. Oh, I just don't have the money. I really know that I need to spend more time with my sister. We actually just did a sister date, our first sister date of the year. And I am committing to doing one sister date at least once a month with my little sister. And I just know that it's going to give me so much life. And, I love her to death. Don't think that, it's not even because like I don't want to see her. I do want to see her. I just get caught up in my own, selfish desires. So maybe like being lazy or being cheap or, whatever the case may be. And that's something that I really need to get out of. So just value people more than money, value people more than my selfish desires. Number 5 is going to be honoring God's people. And this is more so just about like forgiveness and practicing giving people grace. Because I want to say when I get upset or like when I feel like somebody's done something to me, I do have a tendency of like getting at people really foul with my words. And that is not honoring God's people. That is not something that we should be doing. And I actually watched a sermon on honoring God and honoring God's people. And one of the things that we are supposed to do while everything, like we don't have to let stuff slide. Like we don't have to just like sweep stuff under the rug. But what we are supposed to do to honor God's people is remind them of who they are and who they are not. Remind them that that thing that they did that was wrong is not the action of the person that God created them to be. Like that's not you. Like you're being so ugly right now, but that's not you. That's not who you are. That's not who God made you to be. So it's more so just a level of like holding people accountable rather than getting angry with them, rather than speaking at them with foul language, rather than, getting at them a way to make them feel away because you feel away. It's more so about just holding them accountable and, letting them know, this ain't right and this ain't you. And that's something that I really want to work on this year. Number 6 is going to be keeping a sober mind. Last year, I did a lot of drinking. The year before that, I did a lot of drinking and smoking. And as y'all know from my previous video, last year, I actually did give up smoking. I do not smoke weed anymore. I did used to smoke weed very heavily, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, if I'm being 100% honest with y'all. And there actually too was a time where like I would drink wine all the time. Like that was my thing. And like hard liquor was like every social event, like I'm drinking hard liquor. So one thing that I really want to do this year is give up the hard liquor. If I am going to indulge in like wine or champagne, to just not overdo it. Maybe have like a glass or two. But I really don't want to ever like get in that mode of like either not being able to be myself, not being able to be aware of my surroundings, not being able to think straight. Just like things like that. Like I don't want to have a mind like that. Like I would prefer to have a sober mind or, at least just like I just can't be too under the influence. That's just not something that God wants us to do. He does not want us to overindulge. And so that is definitely something that I'm working on this year. Number 7 is going to be honoring my body. And it's so crazy because like the liquor thing, the substance thing, keeping a sober mind, I feel like that goes into that so much because drinking hard liquor is so hard on your body. But I also feel like I could be taking care of my body by working out. And I did start working out consistently like recently, which is like really good. And I'm like super proud of myself. But there were times where like, you know, I would fall off, and that's not really honoring my body. Like I should be putting in the time, energy, and effort to take care of my body, because my body is not mine. My body belongs to God, and I need to honor this gift. My body is a gift given to me, and I should be honoring that. I should be taking good care of that. I should be eating well. So I really want to eat well this year and, you know, kind of limit my sugar intake and, you know, not overindulge in the things that I know are not good for me, and just make sure that I am being disciplined enough and putting in that time, energy, and effort to get healthy foods into my body, making sure that I'm working out, you know, stretching, just really taking care of myself. And that also includes, you know, my maintenance, whether it's my hair and my nails, all of that stuff. Granted, people can consider that superficial, but I consider it pampering yourself and really taking care of your body and making your body feel good. Look, I have another one, and that's why I said 7, but maybe more. So I really want to practice obedience. And by that, I mean like not ignoring my intuition, listening to my gut feelings, listening to the little voice in my head that's telling me to do what is right, because I know that that is God trying to speak to me. And, you know, when you go against your gut, when you go against your intuition, 9 times out of 10, your intuition was right. And that's God. And we all know that too. Like we know like when there's something that we shouldn't do, and then we do it anyway. I need to do less of that, way less of that. I want to say me and my friends, we were talking about the term, you know, why not? And how that is just not a sufficient enough reason to be doing anything, because your time is so valuable. So like if somebody asks you, oh, well, like let's go to a party and get drunk, and you think to yourself, why not? Why? That's what you need to be asking yourself, is why, not why not. Why not is not an answer. Why not is another question. And if you really thought about why not, instead of trying to use it as an answer, you would get a lot of reasons as to why not, as to why you should not do that. So that's actually something I need to get back to and start thinking about again, is that whole why not phrase. Like, oh, let's go do this and that. And you know, you shouldn't. You think, oh, why not? And then really answer that question and see where that gets you. See where that takes you. Why not has gotten me in a lot of places that I should not have been. Okay, number 9, this is going to be the last one, and it is going to be giving up control. And I say that because I am trying to grow out of it, but I'm such a perfectionist. I need everything to be right. I always have to have, you know, a plan that's just straightforward. And when my plan doesn't go the way I want my plan to go, then I start to feel a way about it. I start to get anxious about it. I start to stress myself out about it. And I have experienced a great deal of anxiety and burnout last year. And it's because I was always trying to be in control of everything. And I know that I need to just let God control everything. And if I listen to my intuition, if I just be obedient, if I, you know, recognize the fact that I'm not going this alone, actually, I'm not even the one leading the way, then I can let go of some of that stress and some of that anxiety. Like God is leading the way. God is the spearhead of all of this. God is running the show. And then I can just like relax a little bit and know that everything is going to happen the way that it's supposed to happen, so long as I am being obedient and putting in the work that I'm supposed to put in. That is something that I really need to work on. It's just like letting go, letting God control, or giving God control, you know, laying it all down and surrendering. That's the big word, is surrendering. I need to stop trying to be in control of everything, because I got that bad. Okay, I got that real bad. Being the oldest daughter, and grew up as the middle child, because I do have like siblings now, but like in my childhood, I was the middle child. Y'all already know. I'm sure y'all done seen all the memes, all the little videos, what it's like to be a middle child. That's really what it is. And so perfectionism, being a high achiever, all of that stuff is me. And so trying to control everything has just always been a thing. So yeah, that's something that I need to give up. If y'all have anything that y'all are doing in 2025 to get closer to God, please let us know down in the comments, because honestly, I need all the tips that I can get. I really want to get deeper into my faith. So yeah, let us know. I'm sure it'll help me for sure, but I'm sure it'll help other people who are also interested in getting closer to God. Maybe there's something that I didn't think about or didn't mention. I am only one person. So yeah, just let us know. You guys don't forget to like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.